What's up, guys? It has been a minute since I did a video for myself, and what I'm up to, I've been working super hard on building up affiliate status with different companies and developing the ebooks for the Combat Kitchen. So I've been really busy doing stuff for other people, and I haven't done a video in a while about me and what I'm up to at training. And things like that. So I finally have gotten around to shooting a video for Dan John's Easy Strength, aka the 40-day workout program. I did one about halfway through, so I wanted to do a video finishing the program. I've started yet another Dan John conditioning program this time, so I'm just going to warn you, I'm going to go off on some tangents in this video talking about minimalism and why it's so dang important and why you are not special. What's up, guys? I've got the long-awaited Easy Strength, aka 40-day workout final review here. So I finished the program, and you're looking at the screenshots of my first and last workout. So just a quick recap, if you're not familiar with Dan John's work, the Easy Strength program is just what it sounds like, easy. Not simple, well, maybe a bit of a misnomer there. It's simple, but it may not be easy. So what is it? You do you do all of the 4 core movements: a push, a pull, a hip hinge, and a squat. Every single workout, not necessarily 40 days in a row, but for the next 40 workouts, you do the exact same lifts. And you do no more than, that's right, no more than 10 reps each. You can break it up however you want. 3 sets of 3, 2 sets of 5, 5 sets of 2, 1 set of 10. It doesn't matter. Do no more than 10 reps each. Do not miss a rep, and do not miss a workout. So, sounds simple, right? I mentioned before that this program actually works so well that I've stopped doing it a couple times. I stopped doing it because I overcomplicated it, and I tried to do too much, and I didn't give the program a chance to really work start to finish. So, in other words, I got way ahead of myself. I thought I was better than I was, and I burned out on the program. So, I can only speak for myself. Maybe I'm not special, but I don't think you are either. So, what I mean by that is, got a tangent here, but it's an important one. Pick your sport: climbing, fighting, wrestling. It doesn't matter. They all have magazines, right? They all have publications. And these publications are just littered with workouts from the pros, right? Everybody wants to know, what are the pros doing? Because surely that's the best, right? Well, maybe. It may be the best. But it probably isn't the best for you unless you're that professional fighter. And what I mean is, you can try to do the strength and conditioning workout of an NFL linebacker, maybe for a couple weeks. How long do you really think you're going to make it before you get injured? I mean, the number one New Year's resolution every year is to lose weight, and most people abandon their gym goals probably before Valentine's Day, so less than 2 months in. So if somehow you don't get injured doing this professional athlete's strength and conditioning program, how long do you really think you're going to stick with it? Working a full-time job, taking care of a family, because for that NFL player, that workout, that is their job. So keep that in mind when you're looking at these types of programs. I'll come back to minimalism in a bit here, and this may even be a 2-part video series. So because I think that's important for that very reason. So I might go off the rails a little more on that later. For now, the 40-day workout program. So where did I start? Well, I started in about mid-May and ended in about mid-August. And that's about right. 40 sessions over the course of about 3 months. You're looking at 12 weeks, a little over 3 sessions a week then, and that sounds about right. Typically, I was lifting on my work days. I work 3 12s, so there you have it, about 3 days a week. I would do it before I went to work. It would take usually between 15 and 30 minutes, very commonly right around 20 minutes to complete each session. That's start to finish. No warm-ups, no cool-downs. I just did what was prescribed, and that's it. So where I started with the push, let's look at that, because I think these results are pretty significant, though they're not quite as easy to quantify as your standard squat and bench and things like that, because I don't have a full rack of weights and stuff at my home gym. So I kind of had to be creative with picking more complex movements and making things more difficult that way. So with one-handed push-ups, I started with an assisted, so with kind of like a wing out, and it wasn't even straight out. It was kind of like bent in the middle, and elevated on a kettlebell. So assisted one-arm push-ups for 2 sets of 5 each side. And by the end of the program, I was doing like Rocky IV style, one-handed, mind you, switch. So you switch between the hands, you explode with one hand, and then you flip-flop to the other hand. And I was doing 2 sets of 6. I know that's more than 12, but I was doing it with five on each side prior, and at the end it was just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The squats, if you've never done overhead squats before, I suggest you try them. They're quite difficult and good for your entire body. I started with 2 sets of 5-5 with a 25-pound kettlebell and worked that up to a 45-pound kettlebell. Now, I want to mention there are a lot of steps in between there. Those are the only 2 kettlebells that I own, so obviously that's a pretty big jump, so I had to kind of incorporate some things in there. If you're curious what that process looked like, send me a message and I will talk more about it. The hip hinge, similarly, I went from just a swing 2x5 with a 25-pound to flipping it with 2 hands. So, and that was pretty easy, I have to say, where I would throw the kettlebell, essentially throw it, let it spin, and then catch the handle again. With 2 hands, though, I did try it with 1 hand, and not for lack of power, for lack of catching it with my hand, I sprained my ring finger and put a hole in my Fuji mats. I was super pissed about it, but shit happens. So the pulls, sorry, I wasn't doing a lot of pulls because I am right now still doing about 10 hours of jiu-jitsu a week, so I'm getting plenty of pulling in. Actually didn't do it on the last workout. You can see there, my fingers were probably pretty tired from working in a gi a lot. But I'll flip to the other screen here in a minute and show you some of the workouts. I started with 3/4 inch flat edge to hang on, and they all stayed 2x10 with the 3/4 except the full crimp with the thumb lock. I went down to a 1/2 inch for 2 sets of 10 is what I got up to. And if you are a climber watching this, you know that the difference between a 3/4 edge and a 1/2 inch edge is tremendous. It's all, to somebody who doesn't climb, it might all sound small, stupid small, but that's a big difference. That you're talking about the difference between a little over half a pad, and that would be like the tip of your finger is a full pad. You're talking about the difference between 2/3 of a pad and a third and a half pad, something like that. So. Yeah, pretty significant difference. So did the program work? Hell yeah, it worked. Especially when you consider the minimal investment. An hour a week, guys. So I spent 20 minutes a day, 3 days a week, and this wasn't some jazzercise VHS video. I hope people watching this remember what a VHS is. It's a real legit program from one of the best strength and conditioning coaches in the world. So, sorry, I've got some lighting issues here. All right, I'm back. It's a legit program. It works. It's easy. It's not easy. It's simple. Stick to it. Let's take a look here at some of the specific workouts. All right. You can see here I dropped the hangboard down to 1/2 inch for the full crimps. Some of the other things I did, I have to give a shout out to Ben Greenfield. I did some overhead squats with the bottoms up. So rather than just like holding the kettlebell overhead, I held it with the base up, and that was a whole different kind of hurt. It was strange, difficult, definitely next level for the overhead squats, but it definitely helped me get stronger when all I had was a smaller weight, right? Going from a 25-pound kettlebell to a 45 was a huge jump. So I had to kind of, like I said, think of some ways to make these movements more difficult. There were things in there where I was like doing like a goblet jump squat. So rather than a goblet squat holding the kettlebell under my chin, I was doing like a squat jump, a weighted jump, essentially. So that's the program. That's essentially it in a nutshell. How are we on time here? We are already over 10 minutes, so guess what, guys? I will be back for another video defending, as if it needs defending, minimalism, and talking about more Dan John. I hope you guys are getting sick of it. I hope you're getting sick of it so much that you try it and you are satisfied with the results and are done listening to me talk about it. So thanks for watching, and stay tuned for next time. We will go from strength into the conditioning world. So check it out. Last but not least, guys, I want to give a shout out to one of my affiliates, the one that I'm most proud of. I have several. If you've been to the Combat Kitchen website, you know that. But the one I am most proud of, the one I will shamelessly throw plugs everywhere I can for, boom, Heart and Soil supplements. Check them out. 10% discount code SavageZen10. Get your nose to tail nutrition in. Don't worry about supply chain. Don't worry about traveling. Eat all the animal. Respect the animal. Get all your nutrients. Support regenerative agriculture. If you don't know what any of those things are that I just mentioned or why they're important, send me a DM. Watch my videos. I am happy to help in any way I can. So thank you for watching, guys. Remember, Heart and Soil supplements, Combat Kitchen. Check them out.